Many people are building an online business who have really no hope of success because they've been missold into something that is not going to deliver what they're looking for. When it comes to an online business, what we find is people are painting rainbows and unicorns and that the stats of business bear no resemblance. That's what I mean by the brutal truth. There is no difference between starting an offline business and an online business. It's just business per se.
Welcome to the John McLauchlan Podcast.
Welcome to the John McLauchlan Podcast. My name is John McLauchlan, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the brutal truth about starting an online business. What do I mean by the brutal truth? Well, what I mean is what it actually takes to build a business. Right now, at the time that you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast, many people are building an online business who have really no hope of success because they've been missold into something that is not going to deliver what they're looking for. That's one thing, okay? That's probably something for another podcast. What I mean is, when you start a business, let me tell you this. Everybody, if I went out with a little microphone, right, little sheepskin jacket and a bonnet, in the streets, and I spoke to 100 people, and I said, is it easy or difficult to start a business? What do you think most people would say? And if I said, give me the percentages of businesses that fail in the Western world, what kind of number would they tell me? What kind of number would they come out with? First of all, most people would say, it's difficult to start a business, particularly in these days. Next thing they'll say is, probably about 50%, maybe more. Quite a lot of businesses fail, so it would be quite a high number of percentages. Okay, what would you say? Okay. When it comes to an online business, what we find is people are painting rainbows and unicorns and that the stats of business bear no resemblance to what it's like in an online business. That's what I mean by the brutal truth. There is no difference between starting an offline business and an online business. It's just business per se. And starting an online business, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna sound like I'm kind of contradicting myself. Business is easy, but it's people that are messed up. Right? Starting a business is easy. If you think about what you've got to do to start an online business, okay, you can get started for low cost. You can get some low cost tools, and there's no real threat to your current existence by starting an online business. If you want to get involved in a network marketing deal, okay, depending on what it is, okay, it's low cost. Or an affiliate marketing deal, it's low cost. But the majority of people fail. Why? Why is that? And I'll tell you why. It's because most people have to go through a process of understanding what it actually takes to build a business. And the majority of what it takes to build a business is getting over your own hurts, habits and hang-ups. Overcoming your own limiting beliefs. And that's why it's difficult to start a business. As an online marketer, we can tap into affiliate marketing, okay, where you've got a process that is proven. All you've got to do is just talk to a few people, introduce people, and get better at it over time to make that business succeed. And that's as simple as it gets, affiliate marketing. And if you're watching this and you're not involved with affiliate marketing, regardless of whatever business that you're in right now, whether it's online or offline, you need to be involved in affiliate marketing. It makes so much sense for every single business. If you're a dog walker, okay, walking dogs, I'm not saying go out and buy a shop. What I'm saying is promote other people's products for a commission. Dog leads, dog products, food products. It makes sense because it supplements your income. So when most people start online businesses, the expectations are not met. Most people get involved because they see the unicorns, they see the rainbows, they see high reward, little input, not much work, high reward, and I'll take some of that, thanks. If you ever watch the strongman competitions, you know where they pull the trucks, they get the harness on, they clip it all in, they get really low, and they start tiptoeing, trying to pull the devil out of this truck, okay? And eventually the truck's wheels just start to turn, inch by inch, okay? And then the momentum builds up, and they start going, and then suddenly it's like this guy is like sprinting. Look at him sprinting with this truck, okay? Because it's built up that momentum. And it's no different, whatever thing you're going to start, whether it's martial arts, whether it's running, or whether it's an online business, they all start with the same need for a massive effort at the beginning. So you've got to set your stall out, and you've got to realise that it takes a massive effort at the beginning. And whatever you've been told by whoever's trying to sell their stuff to you, most people, most marketers, most companies don't tell you about the massive effort it takes, okay? But let's put it in perspective. Okay, the massive effort could be doing 2 or 3 videos a day for 3 months to get that initial momentum, and then you can maybe do a video a day, 1 video a day, and then maybe 1 video every other day, or whatever it is, okay, as an example off the top of my head, clearly, okay? But you need to get into that momentum phase, and most people think if they told people the reality of starting a business, nobody would start a business. Okay, and the opposite is true. If I say to you, right, first day, or right, if you want to do this business, thanks very much, roll your sleeves up, get your work boots on, okay, get ready to work like you've never worked before, because in 6 to 12 months, you potentially can change your life for the long term, because you're going to build skills and knowledge that's going to take you to wherever you want to go, and you can teach those skills and knowledge to your family, and you'll never have to worry about having to go to work again. As an online business owner, you're going to want to get access to some of the best information you can find, and that's why I put together the Online Business Roadmap. It's all about setting up your online business in the right way to get everything set up and completed in a weekend. In Module 1, getting off to a fast start. In Module 2, we talk about the 3 essential elements to get into profits quickly. So Module 3 is one of the big takeaways with this course. We have our residential behavioural scientist, Jules Reed, and she talks about most of the common things that people struggle with. Imposter syndrome, about yes, you do have things to share as a beginner, procrastination, staying focused, and achieving success as a new or an existing online business owner. Go to the link below, click it, and you can get access to this course for absolutely free. In addition to that as well, you'll also get access to all the free courses within McLauchlan Academy. These are not free courses in disguise. You will get a ton of value from these courses. So go to the link below, follow the instructions, and I'll see you on the inside. Back to the show. I know most people want the lifestyle, but they're not willing to compromise sometimes on the effort it takes to build up that momentum. But it's worth it, and one of the jobs of a good educator is to tell people what to do, set the expectations from the start, first of all, tell people what to do in a structured way, in an empathetic way, so people kind of really understand the process, and teach them to keep that momentum up, because beginners don't know what's in front of them. Beginners don't really understand the process, and they don't really understand why they're doing it. And the other thing you've got to look at is, and I know this is a big contention for a lot of people, is they will do a video and expect instant results. They'll do, an email and they'll expect instant results, or they'll do whatever strategy they're looking at, and expect instant results. It never happens that way. Okay, if it does happen, if it's a fluke, okay, or you've just happened to, catch somebody at the right time looking for that particular product, and they found you, and they started with you. But it takes time, and it takes effort. Now, what is more appealing? I want you to answer this. What is more appealing to you? Someone that says, I earn 50,000 in a month, 1 to 3 hours a day, and it's taken me 12 months to get to this point. Okay, something like that. Okay, or someone that has said, okay, you can make your first dollar, okay, in 6 months with a huge effort, and in 12 months you could potentially do this, or this is what I've done. Okay, are you looking? The whole ethos of if something sounds too good to be true, it probably has been challenged so many times, because in the rare instances where people have developed a huge income in what people would think is a relatively short amount of time, but it's still true today. If something is too good to be true, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You've got to go with that principle. You've got to think about that. The online business is going to challenge you. The online business world that you're in right now, if you're not already in it, when you go into that world, you're going to be challenged. You're going to doubt yourself. Your confidence will be knocked. You may even take some abuse from friends, from family, people that feel uncomfortable watching you do what you do, because potentially it can take you to where they never went to, where they never got to. And that's the reality of this business. Are you willing to do a video every day for 12 months with no results? Would you do that? Because the human brain is wired for survival. And if we do something long enough for a result without getting a result, our brains are wired to do something else. It's a survival instinct. What the hell are you doing chasing this turkey around the ranch for? You're never going to get it. If you don't catch the turkey, you're going to die of starvation. Go and chase something that's easier. And that's the way our brains are wired. And this is why sometimes people go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. We call it shiny object syndrome. For me, it's people that say that really don't understand the psychology or the way people are wired. It's not, if you've gone from one thing to the next, let me tell you, it's not your fault. Well, partly it's your fault, because in some respects people go for the dopamine hit and they love being in something new. Just started a brand new business, and you see it all over social media. Started a brand new business. This is the shiz. Okay, this is exactly what you want to get involved in. This is the one. And then maybe 2.5, 3 months later, this is the one. The one previous, that was no good because the guy ran off with the money. Okay, but this one is the one. Okay, you see that all the time. You see it all the time. Anyway, going back, would you do a video every day for 12 months? Let me tell you a little bit of a story. There's a guy who runs an affiliate marketing business. His name's Mike. And when he first started marketing online, he used video. And he decided to do a video every single day without fail, military discipline. I'm going to do this hell or high water. And he did for every single day for 12 months. And after 12 months, he looked at his results. We didn't need to look at his results because he knew what his results were. He had no sales. Now, as an online business owner, would you give up at that point? Would you go, okay, I've given it a fair crack? And people, I've listened to John. He always says, give it 12 months. Okay, I've given it 12 months. I've had no results. Maybe this isn't for me. Okay. But people like Mike are a rare breed. And Mike continued. And 12 months into the future, his business was a 6-figure company. Okay, doing over 100 grand a year. That's a true story. That is somebody that not only battled with adversity but overcame it and punched it in the face. Would you do that? Because in some cases that's the reality of building online business, not the glamour. There's so many people, you look at social media and it's just full of edited highlights, just praises of the edited highlights, not the getting up at 5 a.m, not that I feel like crap today, not that, I've got a chest infection and I haven't done any videos and I feel like I'm going backwards, what the hell am I doing? No, it's all the, I love my job, I've got 5 referrals this week, and I tell you what, people watching that thinking it's real get demotivated. And social media is a very powerful marketing tool, but it's also part and parcel of why people are so messed up these days, because they think they should be doing better. I even watched a very famous program that was produced by the BBC. It was called 7 Up, and it monitored kids from 7 every year. Every 7 years they were re-interviewed, and right now I think they were 64. They were 64 years old. From being 7 to 64, they've been documented. There's one guy on there, very good upbringing. His father was an ex-prime minister, and he says, I look at a lot of my friends who are ministers in government, and I'm just a QC, and by comparison I feel like a failure. I was like, yeah, but you're a QC, which is a barrister, Queen's Counsel, the upper echelons of law society. And he felt like a failure. And for someone of his standing and status to say that he feels like a failure as a QC, by comparison, how do you feel, or how do a lot of people feel by comparison, looking at all these edited highlights on social media? It's, like I say, social media powerful, but it can lead a lot of people to going, do you know what? I can't compete with this. Clearly my industry is saturated. I'm going to give up because, I'm not good enough at this. And what you're doing is you're pretty much voicing the opinions of 90% of people out there on social media, saying their life's great, building an online business and not gaining the traction they want. A lot of people feel exactly the same way. Would you believe? Okay. The difference is that the people that make a success of being an online business owner, they just get involved in the day-to-day consistent tasks that need to be done, and they just get on with them and do them. And there's no dishonor or discredit in saying, I haven't made any sales today, or I started a sales funnel and it didn't work. Because let me tell you, 1 in 10 sales funnels will be average. Okay, 1 in 10 sales funnels will work. But you've got to go through the process of testing and tweaking and modifying and doing A/B split tests with your sales funnel to get one that eventually works and eventually resonates with people. And sometimes you just never know what's going to work. But you've got to put the work in, you've got to go through the process, and eventually you'll get to a point where you have that system done. You get to a point where you have a sales funnel that works, and then you go with it, or an ad set that works, and you run with it and you scale it, and you become a 6 and 7 figure earner. And then people say to you, wow, you're lucky. How did you get to that point? Okay. So if you document everything that you do, warts and all, people will know, and people can follow your process, and people will get to know, like, and trust you. So the brutal truth about building an online business is the fact that it's probably going to be the most challenging thing that you will ever do. But if you understand that from the start, before you start and on your journey, then there's a much greater chance of success. Okay, as Gary Vee says, you've got to eat shit. You've got to do the tasks that you don't want to do. You've got to go outside of your comfort zone, and you've got to do it consistently, and you've got to improve as you go. And the only way to do that is to do the journey, is to do the work and put yourself out there and just do it. And you think about it, when you put it into perspective, we're building an online business. Back in the 20s, we were sending little kids up chimneys. I mean, it's, put it into perspective. We're not working down a coal mine, for 14 hours a day, breathing in fumes, going back to a damp house with a little tin bath by the fire, okay, to do it all for another 50 years. We're not talking about that. So it's about perspective. And yes, you can do this. You can build an online business from where you are now. You might think you can't, okay? But let me tell you, that is just society trying to keep you where they want you, okay? You can build an online business, because I've seen some of the people who've built huge online businesses, hugely successful online businesses, okay, with IQs, not much more than a brick, okay? So I know that you can build this business, okay? But from the start, you've got to understand that you are going to be challenged, and it is one of the most challenging things that you will do. And if you know that from the start, then you will ultimately set yourself out to succeed. Right, hope that resonated with you. Let me ask you this: if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button just down there and give us a big like, and share this content with your audience as well. If you've got any questions about anything that I've said, drop me a comment just below. And one of the things I want to end on is that I've just launched my McLauchlan Academy. McLauchlan Academy is an online business education platform for online business owners. It covers all the different facets that you need to understand about building an online business. Video marketing. I mean, I'm a professional or semi-professional, or I'm trained anyway, in filmmaking. So I've got courses, I've got free courses, I've got an affiliate marketing masterclass on there, lots of different courses. I've got the Swipe Vault, which we have different swipe elements in it, where I also reverse engineer sales funnels that are converting to show you exactly why they convert, and you can get access to the same funnels yourself. It's littered with everything that you need, including the community and the help and support, and live masterminds. If you want to speak to me live in a group environment, or if you've got questions, you can submit those as well in the McLauchlan Academy. Go to the link just below, have a look at that. You can get started for free, and you can upgrade as a full member, as obviously, which I'm trying to do in this video. Okay, that's the whole reason for it. Anyway, any questions that you've got, reach out to me, and I'll see you in the next episode of the John McLauchlan Podcast. We'll talk soon.